By the end of this lesson, you will be able to locate the scope of practice for your chosen healthcare profession. Scope of practice describes the procedures, actions, and processes that a healthcare practitioner is permitted to do in keeping with the terms of their professional license or certification. The scope of practice is based on what the law allows for your specific education and experience, and what you can demonstrate that you're competent at. So each state has laws or licensing bodies and regulations that describe the requirements for education and training and define the scope of practice of every healthcare profession. In order for you to operate within the law, you need to know what your state has determined for your scope of practice. In other words, you need to know what you can and cannot do within the law and within your profession. Another term you're going to hear that helps to determine your practice is standard of care. Now, this is how you will be judged if there's a question about the type of care you are providing. The standard of care asks the question, what would a reasonable person with the same skills, knowledge, and scope of practice do under the same circumstances? So we'll again go back to that case that we talked about with the person who was drawing the blood. The question would be, what would the same person with the same skills and knowledge do in that same situation? Well, of course, we all know that person would use antiseptic. So the person who drew the blood without antiseptic was not working up to the standard of care that is expected of them. So to assure that your standard of care is what's expected, you have to fully and completely understand what your scope of practice is and keep yourself up to date with ongoing education in your field. So to wrap it up, knowing your scope of practice will assist you in providing care that meets the expected standards of your profession.